The jail booth became a confessional, full of admitted sins, forgiveness, and answered prayers. In the midst of his ramblings about how and why he could do better, I heard myself mumble, "Brother, we need you." All right, brothers. We are back. Black Man Lab Afterflow, City of South Fulton, powered by the New Georgia Project. Got my brother Marty in the house. What's up, bruh?
Man, excited. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
South Fulton showed out.
Bruh, came deep.
And just to be back in the Atlanta area, man, after being all through Georgia, I can't tell you how excited I am. And knowing that this weekend we're going to continue to push our message and wrap up on Monday.
Yeah.
At our home, it's going to be big.
Big. So look, Monday, y'all got to get there. Young YMCA, Campbellton Road. Get there, ride with us. It's going to be like a Black Man Lab pep rally for good, a pep rally for good. Y'all remember back in the day, come out cheerleaders, but there won't be any cheerleaders, just be brothers showing love to each other. We got these brothers here, man. Y'all suited and booted and, everybody got the blaze on, Brother Baker got the little flower, then we got the pin. Y'all, City of South Fulton is kind of fly with it, So, brother, introduce yourself.
My name is Dylan Yale Williams. I want to give a shout out to the Black Man's Lab. The name of my company is Yale Entertainment Multimedia. One of my shows is Yale Radiocast, so I'm kind of familiar with y'all format. Shout out to you, brothers.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right, where you from originally?
I'm originally from Pensacola, Florida.
Pensacola.
Yes. That is the hometown. I've been up here since 2001.
Hey, man, I used to live on Jefferson Davis Highway.
Davis Highway, yep.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And used to go, what's the one spot? It was the one.
Platinum Club. If you talk right there.
Okay. But other than the Platinum Club, before that, there was another spot you could just go to. It was like the, they have them everywhere. Where the old military folks used to hang out.
Oh yeah, they have a couple of military bases. It's a military town, so we got a few spots.
All right. So that's when I was in the Navy, man.
Oh, okay.
Used to pull up in Pensacola.
Army guy, infantry.
All right, I ain't gonna hold that against you, man.
That's what they say to each other all the time.
Man, we had so many Army brothers yesterday in Augusta. They was everywhere. I like, okay,
Felt like we were in a battalion.
Bruh, and they was drilling that thing. What's up, my brother? How you doing, man?
I'm blessed, brother. Thank you for having me. I'm blessed.
Good. Where you from originally?
Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn.
Yes, sir. Been here in Atlanta for about a year and a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Welcome.
What brought you here, man?
Change of scenery. Prior to Brooklyn, I was in D.C. for about 9 years, and felt New York and I felt D.C. just starting to cave in on me. Big, bright ideas, career, education, and just needed to change. Have a lot of family here in Savannah, and I don't regret the move.
Good. Well, welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Welcome to the dirty, dirty South.
Love it.
Where'd you go to undergrad?
Started at UConn, finished at Stockton U, where I pledged the greatest fraternity in the world.
The world.
Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
There it is.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Brother Keith. Thank you, Keith. See, I've been waiting for this the whole tour. So now keep showing love. Matter of fact, brother, what fraternity did you pledge as well?
Oh, the world's greatest fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi
What a coincidence.
Fraternity Incorporated.
Hey.
Beta Gamma, Dillard University of New Orleans.
Hey.
Yeah. Atlanta alumni currently.
And Jamal Grooms.
Yeah, that's my brother, my old head.
Yeah, man, the old head, brother Jamal. And so, look, real talk, Marty, I did not set this up, man.
Feel like you did.
I didn't. It's just that, because we achieved, we were in the space, and here we are. So, Mark, ran for Congress. Tell them your career path, doctor. I want to be clear.
Cool, yeah.
Nah, this is doctor, right? PhD.
Yeah, Dr. Mark Baker, African-American Studies, Clark Atlanta University, former professor of current issues in African-American Studies at Clark, the first male professor of women's studies at Clark Atlanta University.
Wow.
But more importantly and more specific to why we're here, a founding father of the city that we're in, the city of South Fulton. I represented the city of South Fulton, District 7 on City Council since our inception. I'm currently hosting debates and stuff for my replacement because I yielded my seat to run for United States Congress in District 13. So, I mean, proud of this city.
Didn't that sound
being the
good?
blackest city in America.
One of the founding fathers. That I was like,
Yeah.
all right.
To found a city in 2017 is, a big deal in itself. But to find out that we are 92% African American in population. I know you had the mayor on earlier, but what people don't understand, we actually took over that title as being the blackest city in America from our sister city, Jackson, Mississippi, since our inception, having that 92% population.
And by the
according
way,
to the National League of Cities.
And by the way, Jackson, Mississippi is headed by Chokwe Antar Lumumba, also a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity
Let's
Incorporated.
go with it. Yep.
Just want to say leadership in every field, a team in every field of human endeavor.
Yep.
All right, Marty. All right, that's it. we
All this gang banging gotta
hey,
stop.
we represent, man. We represent a beautiful night tonight.
Yes.
You have been obviously everywhere,
Yeah.
7th city. What was different about tonight? Because you always say, man, it's always a little something different. What was different about tonight for you?
Couple of things. First of all, the space that we're in. That hit home because Cash and Rory have been part of the Black Man Lab for a long time.
We recorded that part of the album.
Part of the album we recorded
in their
at their other studio. So seeing this studio, because they had asked me to come over, I don't know, almost a year ago, to come to this when they first got this space, and it looked nothing like it looks now. It was just concrete and some wood and a lot of noise. And to see what it looks like now and the success that those brothers are having with it, it just warms my heart. But then also the amount of men that we had in this space sharing their concerns, and being able to be open and honest in this space that has been created by them, it was a different feel. And I really, felt that in my heart. And I want to continue. And I told them, we as Black Man Lab will we'll do more here.
We gotta have a City of South Fulton lab.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank, man. That's the energy too right. The space is too cool. Brothers, we've been going around talking to brothers, man, all over the state. And it's been beautiful. For real. It's been a blessing. And brothers have been telling us what they want from the government, to be responsive, right? So we're going to ask you all in one word to tell the world, what you think is critically important in this moment. This is obviously, people say every election is significant, but this is a little different for me. I'm feeling, that's kind of how my spirit is moving. But what's the one thing that you say, hey, this got to be on the agenda after the election? I'm going to go down there and make sure it's on the agenda. Bring my brothers with me.
I think we need some form of support for Black fathers. It's not many programs, and I say this as at one point in my life, I gained custody of my son when he was 10 years old. And I understand the single parent struggles. And yet and still, when I went to get assistance as a Black father, I didn't get any assistance or support. I really didn't need it, but I wanted to see what was out there for me. Because as a man, I was going to do what I had to do anyways for my son.
Right.
But finding out that there are very little programs, financial support for a Black father, that's something that needs to be addressed. And even if you are non-custodial, what programs are there to help you support your child?
Right.
That's something I think that needs to be out there.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
And that's not the first we heard.
Yeah,
on the tour. We've heard repeatedly about fatherhood.
Right.
So the whole idea, right? The idea has been, Black men don't want to be fathers. We want to shut. Everywhere we've gone, there have been Black men who are either doing fatherhood work, like they got organizations in place, or they're advocating and asking for support. So,
well, the CDC did a study, I would say about 2015, 16, and it showed that we were the most prevalent out of all the races in the, I would say, the support of our children. So,
speak on that.
There are studies of that.
There it is. Doc.
Well, of course, again, out the gate, we've sat on panels and been a part of reparations discussions together.
Reparations
Now.
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 Right now.
Right now.
Reparations right now.
No doubt. So, I mean, what I included in my legislation, the first in the state of Georgia regarding reparations, was an internal as well as external approach to reparations. And I think that is most vital, because if we get a chunk of money or a load of money, it'll be gone right back if we don't work on ourselves internally. So outside of that, but it's about the economic development in our communities.
Yes, sir.
Being in the city of South Fulton, I founded what is called the Development Authority Envision South Fulton, and I'm currently the chairman of our city's Development Authority. And right on Old National, across from Creflo Dollar's church, we have 74 acres that I just did a project with a black developer who came back to the city of South Fulton, where District 4, where his relatives or his ancestors were once enslaved on to purchase the property from. We now are building that 74 acres, a $3 billion project, 4 hotels right on Old National. So we're going to revitalize that corridor. So I think it's vital to start. Like we are the hand that we need, but at the same time, we need reparations, not just for us though, because that would be selfish. Reparations should be for our future generations as well as our generations to come.
People miss that, right? Is that this was a multi-generational crime
Yes.
against humanity, against us.
Right.
So the remedy should be multi-generational.
Exactly, and that was one of my things during my congressional run. I just think it's time for somebody to actually bring our conversations to that platform.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I think that it's vital that we step to our beef, and when we know what it is, we have to unapologetically speak in that motion. And given that our area is as black as we are, somebody got to speak for us.
Yeah, what they say when you get in the ring, you got to let your hands go. You got to let them go. Let them go. Don't, for real. My brother.
Appreciate you. I would say more mental health reform and more of a robust mental health initiative. I think mental health is affecting our black community in astronomical numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I am not just a mental health advocate and consider myself a change agent, but outside of what I do daily for myself, for my community, for my employer, one of the things I wear like a badge of honor is me being a mental health crisis survivor. Appreciate you, brother. So I advocate through indirect or direct conversations. I also hold safe places where I travel the country, meeting men where they are. But this is specifically for men who look, think, and feel like me.
Right.
There's nothing that's too small. There's nothing that's too big that I'm not saying I can carry the load, but we now have a community of men to help us all carry it. In addition to that, I do small initiatives where sometimes I understand. I'm a big black man. A lot of people aren't necessarily comfortable engaging with me. But if I wear a shirt that says, men have feeling too, you're going to pay attention to me. You're going to give me a head nod. You might even shake a hand.
Right.
I want this to be contagious.
Yes, sir.
Our mental health is our number one priority, from ourselves to us being men, being fathers, to being leaders in our community.
No doubt.
The change starts with us.
Man, Marty, mental health is also, we heard,
big in them.
all over. Is that fair?
Yeah, everywhere. We heard it everywhere. Our communities want to be healed. Our men want to be healed so that they can be the best that they can be in the community. So, again, the conceptions that are out there
absolutely
aren't correct.
They are misconceptions.
Yes.
They are indeed misconceptions.
Yeah. Can I add one more thing? You mentioned it
Speaking
earlier,
to the
and I
mic.
heard you say it. I'm sorry. I want to add one more thing. You also asked what we want from our government. I also want to add what I would want from my community.
Yeah, speak on that.
I want us all to first give ourselves permission to heal. From the permission, take the necessary steps to start the process. And that could be as simply as both formal and informal types of therapy.
Right.
I'm an advocate of therapy. If you follow my social media or know anything about me, I'm always therapy. We got to talk to somebody, offload.
Yeah.
But what about the informal kind like this? And this is why I commend the work that you gentlemen are doing.
This was therapeutic.
This is needed. This was extremely therapeutic.
That's why we say that.
Other men wanting to be vulnerable. When you walk through that door, you made the choice by giving yourself permission.
Yes, sir.
Even if you didn't feel comfortable speaking, answering a question, you heard. And you saw other men who look, think, and probably feel like you.
Right.
Take that chance.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about. Again, gentlemen, I do thank you for what it is that you're doing.
Oh, brothers, we doing it together.
Absolutely.
Right? That's the reality is that the Black Man Lab, it is who comes into space.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's who's, if the black men aren't in the space, we don't have a lab. So we got to come into space, keep coming into space, keep coming into space.
And that's why we do that healing moment where we say if there's anybody who's had a bad day,
Absolutely.
a bad month, bad week, bad life, come and get this healing feeling from all of us.
Yeah.
Right. And that speaks to what you were just talking about. And once that happens, did you see how the room just
Absolutely. Exhale. Absolutely.
Let it go. Brothers, you got the final word in the city of South Fulton. This is our third and final chapter of this afterflow. And we want to know your habits, rituals, and disciplines in short order. Give it to us quickly. I know y'all do a whole bunch of things, but just lay it out because we want the rest of the Black Man Lab world to know some options. You know what I mean? We're giving each other options. Oh, if this brother does that, maybe that's something I can incorporate.
Right.
What do you do on a daily basis that makes you you?
Well, what I do on a daily basis is I plan, plot, and strategize.
Plan, plot, and strategize.
A lot of work comes into the hands of somebody who is any form of a CEO or leader, so you have to have things organized. I know we like to kind of like just wait till things happen, but things are going to come to us anyways. So we still have to have the things outside of what's going to come to us planned or what we're going to do when you wake up in the morning. I start my morning out, my alarm goes off, and the song is called Trust the Process. And I meditate, trust the process. That's what's got me to where I am today, trusting the process, because we all got these traumas that we got to fight. So we got to trust the fact that whatever we're going through is a moment that we're going to get past that moment. We got to trust the process. Then we lead into our day and do whatever I had to do with the people that's behind me, that's beside me, and work with collective minds.
There it is. There it is. Thank you, my brother.
Yes.
Doc.
Yeah. Well, I think, you heard what I do every day.
I heard what you do with your son,
so
man.
It's one of those things.
It's so worth repeating it.
Yeah.
Can you just say it again?
Yeah, I mean, just to give some context, it happened when I was, at the same time I was elected to city council. Colin Kaepernick, another great Kappa man, he took a stand or he took a kneel, and it was like, man, every day my son has to go and say this pledge, and it was like real awkward. And now I'm an elected, and now I have to, quote unquote, say a pledge before a council meeting. And I was like, nah, if my son actually went to school and say, hey, I'm not okay with saying this pledge, and the teacher in the schools actually respecting it, him and my daughter for the whole process, and I don't even know if they started back yet, but they never stood for the pledge, during that time. And at the same time, I was like, you know what, I can't honor it that same way. And there was some times myself and Khalid, of course, we were the only two men on council when we started the city. The mayor at that time, Bill Edwards, he had people coming to him about the way me and Councilman Khalid didn't do, everything that everybody else did when it came to the pledge. But it's more of I, Mighty Mark, Ebony Messiah Baker, solemnly, sincerely promise and swear to be absolutely great no matter what. My son was really sick about the idea of President Trump winning the election that year. Right. And I was like, yo, you're going to be all right no matter what. And as long as we commit to ourselves to be all right no matter what, that's what we do. And then we step it up to actually put some action behind it. Because, I mean, he didn't tell you earlier, but we up at, by the time 6 o'clock, we was at LA Fitness on Old National working out together. Yeah, so we go to the gym in the morning too, so we get that in. We not running 10 miles. And I was captain of the cross-country team at Dillard when I was in undergrad. I ain't running 10 miles for nobody.
You was a cross-country runner.
I was a captain, man, and I played basketball. But it wasn't one of those things I was running 10. Rick is bugging.
Yeah. 10 miles is different, bro.
Yeah, he bugging.
Different.
So we lift weights. We did arms and back today, and I have him at least a couple days a week, but I go every day, after I drop him off. But, just mind, body, soul. And I also try to learn something on YouTube because it's at our fingertips. Right. Like some information about Black history or something that I don't know. Have a PhD in Black, in African-American studies is one thing, but it's like I had to go. I mean, I started my program back in 2000 5.
Right.
So it's like that's like we had to have scholarly journals and stuff, but now stuff is at our fingertips. So
Yeah.
it's so easy to just learn something new.
Give them one scholar everybody should Google and check out. Give them one. One of them old school.
I'm gonna give you I would say bell hooks, and then also
Okay.
Ta-Nehisi Coates for the younger people who want to just learn about reading, because he's been stepping to our beat for reparations as well. So I think that's dope. But also you can't overlook all of these people I brought to Old National during our common unity events, like Dr. Umar Johnson, who graced us, Brother Reza Islam, who graced us, Robin Rue Simmons, of course, from Chicago. And so having an amalgamation of all of the people who are out here doing the work that people see and respect, and then those people who are community in the underworld respect as well, from the family of Larry Hoover as well as Big U on the West Coast. So it takes everybody and all of our people joining hands, locking in like we did before we ran out today.
No doubt.
Yes,
no
amazing,
doubt.
brother.
My brother,
Yes.
habits, rituals, and disciplines. Hit it.
It's a few things. I like to start my day in a meditative state in complete silence, whether just gathering my thoughts. Full transparency, again, I've been diagnosed with bipolar depression and a severe anxiety disorder. So at any given moments, my moods can shift. Over the past years through therapy and with other forms of therapy and small practices, I've learned to practice these states of mindfulness to capture that emotion I'm in, but accept it. Don't try to change it. But part of accepting it is, you know what? Write it down. Then as you're writing down all these issues you have, cross out everything that's outside of your control. Whatever's in your control, focus on those things.
Gotcha.
And I practice a state of mindfulness throughout my entire day. Sometimes it works, high, lows, and differences. But one of the things I learned I needed to do to survive is I needed to offload. I practiced this state of mindfulness, studying my core, embracing my core, and then journaling.
All right.
I journal throughout my day, and I reread it every 7th day. Whatever my issue was, and again, I focused on 7th day. I reread what I wrote 7 days ago because I found out that's my blueprint to solve any issue that I just had.
Yes, sir.
And I try my best to, again, allow it to be contagious and pass that piece of knowledge to every man, boy, or woman that I see.
Hey,
Love it.
brother.
Yeah, that's doing the
We
work.
appreciate you.
Absolutely.
That's the work. Man, we love y'all. This has been beautiful, bro. Marty.
Man, love y'all. Can't say it enough.
Love is love, man. Appreciate it,
Yes,
gentlemen.
thank you.
Hey, great work, brothers.
Yes,
the
sir.
city of South Fulton. What's up?
Vivid Rich Studios.
Black Man Lab Afterflow, powered by the New Georgia Project. Peace.